guys, Weekly Piano here. This is a lesson on seventh chords, how to put them together, how to use them in a progression. So we're going to start with C. Pretty chord, right? That is just a C major chord. Now a C major 7 is this. It's that beautiful dreamy tone, right? So let's explore what makes it a seventh chord. We start with our C, which is the 1, and then the seventh refers to this. It uses the seventh scale degree. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now there are a lot of very interesting things about a seventh chord. The 7 is the closest place that you can get to the next one, because that's C again, right? An octave up from C. So the way that you use it can be very dissonant. That's the 7 and that's the 1, right? But if you play it with the right context, it can be very pretty. Now why is that? It's because it's actually, if you use this 1 and this 7, they're far enough apart that, and then you put it in the context of these, of the 3 and the 5, that it has that pretty dreamy tone. So it's all about context. That's a major 7th chord. Now this is a dominant 7th chord. Right? 1, 3, 5, dominant 7. And the reason it's a dominant 7 is because it's you take the 7 and you make it flat. Now, just taking a step back to a larger scope of music theory, the actual reason that the word dominant is used is because when you have your C, that's your tonic, the dominant is actually the chord that comes above, directly above the C and leads to the C, which is the G. If you know the circle of fifths, it goes from G to C. C is the next chord. So this, if you're in a C scale, but you start on a G, that's a dominant 7, and if in a normal G scale, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, the F is sharped in a normal G scale. But if you're basing it on the C scale, the F is dominant, the F is flat, sorry, the F is flat, well, the F is natural, I'm sorry, the F is not flat. The F is natural, making it a dominant 7th chord. And it's dominant because it leads to the C. Consequently, the subdominant is the F, which is the 5th below, but we're not going to get into that. Alright, so that's so anyway, now honing it back into the center, C dominant 7. Alright, that has like a bluesy quality. You know, you can do that, you hear that in the blues all the time. So that is dominant 7th. Now let's talk about minor 7ths. If you take a dominant 7 and you take the 3 and make it flat, you have a minor 7 chord. And that is, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then diminished 7 is when you take the 5 and you flat that. Then that's diminished 7. So that's pretty much all the 7th chords. Now the way you use those is generally, so if in a 2-5-1 progression, which is most of jazz is based on 2-5-1s, you have your 2, and then your 5, and then your 1, and if you base that all on the scale of the 1, C major, you can use the 2 as a minor 7th chord, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, all minor, D, and then the 5 is a dominant, 1, 3, 5, 7 is a G, and then the major 1, 3, 5, 7 as a tonic, as the 1. Since this is an overview, I'm gonna like give you a little bit more. This is a voicing for the minor 2, and then a voicing for the dominant, the dominant 7, which is the 5, and then a voicing for the 1, which is major 7. Now, do you notice why that is that? Like 2, so the 2 chord, you've got your 7 right there, along with your 1, 5, and 3. And then on the 5, you have your 7 on the bottom. There's your 7, your 3, your 5, and your 9, or your 1. So I'm getting a little too advanced, I know, but if you want a video specifically on 9s, I can do that too. And then your 1, which is 3, major 7, and 9, and 5. We can make that just a 1. 3, major 7, 1, and 5. It's so beautiful, isn't it? So I'm just gonna riff a little bit, and I'll show you what these different things sound like. So this is major 7. Now I'm gonna do a major 7 on the F. Now I'm gonna do a minor 7 on the A. Why? Because the G is the 7 and the C is the minor of the A. Now E minor 7, F major 7, G dominant 7, C major 7. And if you want to do it in a more jazzy context, you've got your 2, 5, 1. So minor 2. So minor 2 to dominant 5 to major 1. All 7 chords. Yeah, that's the basics of that. Alright, so let me know if you have any questions. I hope that helps explain 7th chords to you. And if you want any more videos, just contact me. You go to weeklypiano.com, you can order a video, and I'll try to do more of them whether or not you order them. But I hope that you have some specific questions. Thanks, guys.